Hi learners, it's glad to see you in Krishna's space. Today is a day 24 of our 300 days DSA series. So it's time for our today's problem. Let's understand it and build our approach. So today's problem is quite easy and the problem is richest customer wealth. Here we have given an m into n integer grade accounts where accounts of ij is the amount of money the ith customer has in the jth bank, and we have to return the wealth that the richest customer has. Also, a customer's wealth is the amount of money they have in all their bank accounts, and the richest customer is the customer that has the maximum wealth. I'm sure many of you didn't understand what I just said, because when I was reading this problem I also didn't understand, but I just look up into the examples to understand it more better. So we also going to do that as well. So let's see the example 1 here. So in example 1 we have given a list with values list, and in that list we have given some values. Now let's understand it by taking the example. Let's suppose we have two person A and B, and both of has three banks accounts X, Y and Z. So the person A has the amount 1 in X bank, 2 in Y bank and 3 in Z bank. Same goes to B. He has 3 in X bank, 2 in Y bank and 1 in Z bank. When we are going to add up all the amounts of each person, then we are getting 6. So in this case both customers are considered the richest with a wealth of 6 each. So that's why the output is 6. Now let's see the example 2. Here we have given a 3 person A, B, C, and each has 2 banks X and Y, and person A has 1 and 5. That means he has the wealth 6, B has the wealth 10 and C has the wealth 8. So the second customer is the richest with a wealth of 10. That's why the output is 10. Same as in example 3. Here we have 3 persons and the wealth of a richest person is 17. So now let's see how I actually solve this problem. I'm sure many of you have guessed the solution of it, because in this what we are doing, we are just basically adding up particular value we got in a list. So in this problem we just have to add up the particular value in a list, and then we have to see if it is a maximum or not. If it is, then we are going to return it, otherwise we are going to move forward. So that's what I have done in my code. I have created a variable called result with value 0. Following that I have run a loop. In that loop I'm actually getting a particular value. Here when I'm saying value, that means I'm getting a particular list. Now let's take the example 2 here so that we can understand it more deeper. So in the first run the value I will going to get will be 1 and 5. After that I'm actually getting the maximum of result and the sum of the values that I got into the result. So basically here I have a sum function which is going to add up the values that I have. So currently I have 1 and 5, so it will become 6 now. And maximum function, as we all know, that it is going to return the maximum of result and the add up amount. So in my result we will get 6. If you don't want to use sum, then you can actually run a loop. In that loop you can create an answer variable, and in that answer you can actually adding up on the values that you got 1 and 5, and after that again you have to write this line so that in result you are going to get the maximum of result and answer. So that's how we are actually going to solve this problem. Now let's move forward to understand it more deeply. In the second run we are going to get 7 and 3. After adding up we are going to get 10, and in result we have 6 currently. So my result will become 10 now because 10 is greater than 6. In the next iteration we are going to get 3 and 5, which will become 8, and my result will remain same because 10 is greater than 8. And in the last we are going to return our result, which is 10. So that's how I solve this problem. I know it is quite easy, but the problems from next video is going to be a little bit difficult because we are going to solve the medium type problem of matrix. So be with me in my journey. Thank you so much for watching this video and staying till now.